White people, stop pretending to be good people if you can't call out white supremacy. I got news for you. You're not good if you can't call out white supremacy. Don't pretend to have morals if you can't call out white supremacy. If you can't acknowledge white privilege and white supremacy culture and system operating as a plague in our fucking nation and our fucking world, don't pretend to be moral. Don't pretend to be a good white person, because you're not. And I'm going to share with you guys something that I've never told before, a story. Many years ago, a coworker, a white coworker, told me, confessed to me, I guess because I'm white, told me I don't like black people. And I said, why you don't like black people? Tragically, he had lost his daughter, and he blamed a black man for it. His daughter died of a drug overdose, and they found out that a black guy had sold his daughter the drugs, and she died from an overdose. And he said, because of that reason, Dixon, I do not like black people. And I said, so let me ask you something. If a white guy had have sold you, your daughter, those drugs, would you not like all white people? And he said, well, that's not white culture. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, white people are not involved in drugs. Black people are. And I said, no, you're involved in white supremacy, because black people are not involved in drugs any more than white people. That's a fact. You have bought into a lie that white supremacy taught you, that black people are drug dealers, just like Trump said, right? Mexicans are mostly, a lot of them are rapists and drug dealers. You bought into that lie. You bought into white supremacy culture. That's why if it happened to the same, if a white person sold your daughter those drugs, you wouldn't not like all white people. That would be silly, right? It's the exact same thing with black people. It's stupid and silly and racist of you to think, because one black person does one thing, they're all in that same category. That's how white supremacy works. He's like, well, fuck, man, we'll disagree. All right, we'll agree to disagree. That was the end of the conversation. He probably didn't learn a goddamn thing. He didn't want to learn it. But that's the truth. It is white supremacy. Why people are racist. That's the only reason. Our indoctrination as to why we do not give a fuck about fixing the problem, about trying to dismantle white supremacy. Something happened today. I'm at a gas station and somebody yelled at me from across the way, from a pretty good distance, maybe 90 feet. They said, hey, ain't you that guy that makes them Instagrams? And I said, no. I thought about it and I said, I can't tell a lie. So I drove over there. I said, yeah, I am, man. He goes, yeah, you're the one that does the anti-racism. I said, yeah, I am. And he said, I appreciate you, brother. And of course he was black, because I've yet to ever be recognized by a white person, because I've never, ever had any white people recognize me, because I don't have many white followers, sadly, because white people avoid this conversation all the time. It's what we do as a society. It's what we do as a people. We avoid anti-racism. We don't want to be anti-racist. Not being racist is enough. No, it's not. When you benefit from racism, not being racist is not enough. So this gentleman touched me today because he recognized me and he said, thank you. And he encouraged me to keep going. He doesn't owe me a thank you. And I told him that, because what I'm doing should be the norm. Every white person in America should be calling out the plague called white supremacy in our society. Not just me, not just a handful of white people. It should be every fucking person. But guess what? We're colonizers. We don't have morality. As long as you can't call out and fight to dismantle white supremacy as a white person, you'll never have morality. And you'll never be respected by other people other than white, let alone trusted. White supremacy is a plague for all of us. Not just black, brown, indigenous people, for all of us. It's self-destructive. It's toxic to white people. And it takes all of our credibility and dignity away as a white people. And until we fix that, our most neglected sin, until we fix that as white people, we will never know peace.
Hello lovelies, welcome back to today's episode. Let's get to hear how this white man is coming out to talk about his people. The way they've been treating black people, it's something which is not fair. He's trying to explain the way black people have morals than white people. This Dixon white man, it's been for so long trying to convince his people to stop each and everything they've been doing to this small minority. Let's dive in. Then we'll come back with more commentaries.
You know, there's one great distinction between black folks and white folks. Black people have the moral high ground. They do. Black people have when you do a comparison morally between white people and black people, you have to take away one thing: supremacy. Black people do not have a culture of black supremacy. However, white people do. So white people are narcissists, social, cultural, systemic narcissists is who we are because of our racism, because of the lies of white supremacy. How can white people have morality as long as we have bought into the lies of white supremacy? We can't. And how does that feel to know that black people have a moral high ground? How does that feel to know as a white person that you are sick, twisted, narcissistic, and immoral, highly immoral and inhumane? I don't use the N-word. What are you doing to fight and dismantle racism that benefits you, white person? Nothing. I ignore it, I deny it, or you perpetrate it. Those are the three things we do. We ignore it, we deny it, or we perpetrate it. That's what most white people do. I hate to say it, but it's true. And that's why I say we're social narcissists, and we have no moral high ground racially. We are sick, hurting people. Hurt people, hurt people. And we've been hurting a long damn time. We're hurting because of the disease of white supremacy. It's destroying white people from within. Look at the white nationalist party, the GOP. Not just them, all white people. But just as an example, look at the GOP. They're batshit fucking crazy. They bought into so many lies, and it all started with the great lie. The great lie of white supremacy. It all started with that. Everybody knows the GOP now officially is the white nationalist party. That's a fact. Matter of fact, you can look at a lot of the rhetoric that they spew, and it's almost identical to what the KKK is spewing and has been spewing for many, many, many years. It's the exact same rhetoric. It really is. Once again, I'm asking white people to understand, you don't do this just for black people as an anti-racist. You don't do it. I do it because I care about humanity, and I can't stand. I was bullied for many years. I can't stand to see people bullied. That's one reason I do this. It's true. But I'm not here to fucking save anybody except for white folks. Black people can take care of themselves. Yes, white supremacy creates victims, but don't think the only victims are black and brown and indigenous people. We are also victims as the people who are living this grand lie and this grand immorality of social, cultural, and systemic narcissism. White people, you're hurting. Until you heal from racism, you're doomed to live an immoral and toxic life. I've seen it in my own fucking family. Don't tell me it's not true. I've seen it in my own goddamn eyes. Living under the lies of white supremacy makes you sick. Nobody's good enough. You're not good enough. You're living lies. And it's people like Donald Trump, the grandest narcissist of them all. That's why white people love Trump. And don't think it's only the GOP. It's also in liberals. Many white liberals are just as racist as GOPs, just in a different way. So if you're not doing anything to dismantle white supremacy as a white person, again, you are the problem. And you're only hurting yourself by ignoring it. Believe that. I was raised to be racist. I use the N-word. My whole family used the N-word. We all use the N-word, 70s, 80s. As a teenager, I was a very racist young man. And I put that racist part of me behind me, in that now I can acknowledge that we live in a white supremacist culture and system, that I have white privilege as a white person. We all do. That this nation is a white supremacist nation. That MAGA is a white supremacist movement that Trump is leading. But it's still hard to believe just how sick we are. But then I look at things like what Israel is doing to Gaza. I look at what Hitler did to the Jews and what Leopold did to the Africans and so on and so on. It's racism. It's hate. And I'm ashamed of white people. I'm ashamed of all the white people that I thought that I knew. that support this white supremacist MAGA movement. I'm so ashamed. And it is hard to believe just how racist the people that I thought I knew, and the denial, the apathy. But then you really think about it, black people have never really mattered to white people. They just don't. That's what we've been taught. We've been taught that black people are less than us. Subconsciously, consciously, overtly, directly, indirectly, passively, aggressively, whatever. We've all been taught that. We've all been taught that they are beneath us. And that's why everybody got so triggered when we had a black president. They're supposed to know their place. They're not supposed to have value. They're not supposed to have any kind of power, because we are such a racist people. Why? Because we're colonizers, because we were enslavers, and that's our culture. And you cling to that racism, white folks. You cling to it. You hold to it until you can respect your brothers and sisters that are not white. You're nothing but a fucking hypocrite. You don't love your country. You love white supremacy. And all you motherfuckers that don't care, all you apathetic white motherfuckers that just don't give a fuck about what's happening to immigrants, about what's happening to Haitians right now, about what's happening to all immigrants and brown and black people in general because of Trump's white supremacist movement. All you motherfuckers that just remain silent, that don't give a fuck, that'll secretly vote for Trump, that'll secretly vote for white supremacy. You're disgusting. You're the one that has no value because you lack character and integrity. You don't care about your brothers and sisters. Don't ever call yourself a Christian, and don't ever call yourself a patriot. Reality is, we're a highly racist country, and white people are a highly racist community around the whole goddamn world. And that's the truth. And that's why Trump got elected in 2016. He ran on a campaign of racism, and our country was so fucking racist that we elected him. And now he's going to implement a plan, if he gets elected, to become a dictator, to destroy democracy, and to do horrible things that could ruin our country. We have a morally bankrupt, criminal, grifter, con man like the world has never seen, that may be our next president for the second time. All because the white man wants to maintain white supremacy. He would rather fuck himself in the ass than have any semblance of equality. That's a sick mind, and that's a sick nation. And that's the one thing about black folks. They have always known this nation was sick. While white people are pretending to be patriotic, you're not patriotic. You're just in love with white supremacy. Why is it that white folks support anti-blackness, racism, and white supremacist culture in so many goddamn fucking ways? Why is it that we support it through our silence, our defensiveness, our denial, that code of silence? Let's not talk about it. Let's ignore it. All that fucking gymnastics, that defensiveness, the fucking anger, the passive aggressiveness, the stereotyping, the overt, covert racist, all the shit that we do, the gaslighting, all that fucking shit that we do as white people. Why can't we just leave black people the fuck alone? Why? Because we were taught that shit. It's our culture. White supremacist culture is American culture. It's European culture. We see ourselves as overseers. We ourselves as entitled to control and judge black people. White Americans wanted, back in the day, we demanded black people be segregated, right? So we segregated. Black people said, okay, great, we're going to make our own shit. They started doing great. What did we do? We fucking burned their communities down to the ground. And you got to sit in your fucking silence? You ought to be ashamed of yourself for not giving a fuck. Every single one of you that can't talk about it, that spews fucking racist narratives, stereotypes, denial, gaslight. That's not their reality. Telling black people what the fuck they should think, feel, do, be. Fuck you. Do better. Reject your fucking training, your indoctrination. Question your own goddamn morality racially for once in your fucking life. I'm tired. I'm tired of what my people have done, what they continue to do. I'm fucking sick of it. I'm tired of seeing people suffer. I'm tired of the fucking inequality. And you ought to give a fuck too.
This time around, when you try to see how some few white people, they are trying to come out to expose their truth, they are coming to expose their side of the story, how they've been feeling about these things of racism toward this small minority. It is something I think each and everyone need to be proud of, because when you try to hear these white people, they are trying even to give testimony. Whenever they try to come out to be on side or on this side of black people, they lose all the opportunities they've been getting from their community, because each and every time they say we can't keep supporting you when you are siding with these black people, means whenever you see these white people trying to explain the history, each and everything which has been hidden, people need to support them, people need to pray for them, because it's not something easy. It's like to put your family at risk and your life at risk. Whenever you go against their will, their wish, you are already their enemy. Last time you remember that video that the white man said, if in your community they always know that you are on this side of black people, they can't give you any job. They always reject you. They always tell you, go to those people. You are like a banished. We no longer recognize you in our community. Now you see, we are in a new era. We thought that people would have that heart to say, what we've been doing, enough is enough, let's stop each and everything. But most of the people, they are still don't care. They are still just enjoying their white privilege. They are not even ready to let their white supremacists go. They would rather be poor or be anyhow than to leave their white privilege, their white supremacists. Now you see, when you try to hear each and everything, this white man really tried to expose, is trying to say, I grew up in this community. I grew up with these people. They are hypocrites. Whatever they do, it doesn't come from their heart. You may meet with them. They will show a smile, but inside them, they know that they don't like you. They have that level of hatred. Just try to imagine. Even other people at their workplace, they always give this testimony that don't believe these people. Don't believe them whenever they come out to compliment you. Oh, you look nice. You see how you look. It doesn't mean they mean each and everything. Most of them, they even have that jealousy because you are more than them. These people, the bad party, they knew black history for so long. They know a lot of things about black people more than black people knows about them in the back days. No wonder they kept threatening them. They kept trying their best level to erase each and everything, so that no one will ever come out to recognize that black people are great people. They are powerful people. No wonder this white man is trying to say, I've been a racist for so long. I grew up in this community. We've been doing a lot of things. We've been harassing, bullying black people. I remember each and everything. But as days goes by, I started to realize myself that what I've been doing, it's long. Black people, they are my friends. They are good people. Even this white man is trying to say that I no longer have any white friends, because all the content I do is for black people. No wonder white people no longer want to associate with me. They no longer want to talk with me. They no longer want to hear anything with me. Just imagine. You are trying to hate someone because you have different beliefs, because he still have a heart of humanity. You only consider your profit, what will bring profit on you. You don't care about the other people's life. You would rather to choose to do whatever it will take you to keep having all you've been getting from your white privilege. No wonder when you see black people keep saying, we'll keep talking about their history. We'll keep talking about our history. This, our identity, this is what represents us. Because if we would keep quiet, we wouldn't even still believing this time around. No wonder some people, they'll say, oh, black people, they like to talk about racism here and there. This is the only things they have to say. This is the only thing they always come out to talk about. We don't care. We are tired to hear them each and everything like excuse. Imagine. They need to forget each and everything. Why they are always talking about these things? Why they always call us racist, and yet we don't want anyone to come in front of us and told us what we are thinking? Imagine you say that this Dixon said that black people have been trying to be friends with them for so long. These are good people. These are supernatural people. These are God chosen people. These are the people Bible always talk about. These are the people untouchable. But whenever you see some other people trying to take them as nothing, they need prayer. They need to know more about them. I wish my community would stand up and start to know about them deeply. Maybe they will change their behavior. This is what is really happening when we talk about these white people coming out to talk about black people's history. Guys, let me know what you think about this. Do you think this time around we still have hope that these things there will be a day we will see the unity? We will see some people repent and say that we've been doing so much this time around. We are humble to let each and everything go. Let's come together and build our country. Drop your opinion in the comment section. Thank you for watching this episode. See you in my next video. Bye.